bomb-type attacks against the embassies in Kenya and Tanzania and against the USS Cole. So even from a layman's point of view, it has his fingerprints all over it.
James, what's the mood like in Washington? What are people saying here?
Well, absolute shock and disbelief. We were in our office this morning when the first incident happened. No one knew if it was simply a tragic accident or if it was something deliberate. Then as we watched that second plane crash into it and suddenly became clear what was going on, down on the streets here people were talking about it, and then suddenly there was this attack here in just a mile or two away at the Pentagon, and people were in almost panic, saying, what on earth is happening here? Where is it going to stop? Who's next? News that the whole of the federal government had shut down, the White House, the Capitol evacuated, and this is all unprecedented. The United States has suffered nothing like this for 60 years, since 1941. Most people obviously don't begin to remember that, although it's in the folklore. But now they've lived through a day like the 7th of December 1941, and without a doubt it's a day that none of us here in the heart of it would ever forget.
James, just briefly, this will define George W. Bush's presidency, how he responds to this, won't it?
He has to find both the words and the actions. This is the time when presidents are tested. Bill Clinton went through it with the Oklahoma bombing, although, of course, he didn't have to find a response as soon as it became clear that this was a domestic attack. Bush has not only to find the right words when he addresses the nation this evening, he then has to find the right response, sufficient, proportionate, accurate. He has got to do something which satisfies people here that those who conducted these appalling attacks have been gone after and punished. And anything less than that, he may find it hard to recover from. It really will define his presidency.
ITN's James Mates from Washington. Thank you for joining us, James.
Well, that completes our coverage of the terrorist attacks for the moment, and we're going to look now at the